Hi and welcome to the zone. This is the Fantasy Football Zone. As usual, your home for everything fantasy football. Kabale, how are you?
Yeah. No, I'm doing great, bro. It's really nice to be back on the show. I'm looking forward to this week again.
Yeah, indeed. I'm also excited. Although I don't know why I'm excited, because I think
I honestly don't know why you are excited. You should be crying, bro.
My luck seems to have run out, and at this point in time, I'm just playing to finish. Yeah. How was your game week last week? How was your game week last week?
Game week was superb.
Superb.
I mean, captain choice.
That's the word you are going to use.
Considering the average was really quite low, about 30 something.
Yeah. I was below average. I got below average.
Goodness.
Yeah.
I got 60 points.
Wow.
To be fair, that was really good without a hit.
Yeah.
And especially being a blank game week, I think I really did good. So I mean, for me, I had a good week, honestly. Yeah.
Who did you captain? Yeah, Nacho.
I captained Salah.
Salah. Gave you 9 points.
Yeah, it gave me some good 18 points on my captain pick, and I had Nacho. I had McGoldrick, who came off the bench and gave me some good 8 points.
Wow.
So it was really good.
Hey, I guess mine was the stark contrast of yours. I got a measly 30 points. Everybody flopped. The highest scorer in my team was Lucadinho with 6 points. A clean sheet against Arsenal. Go figure.
You know what? It's interesting. We have this head-to-head league, and I was actually versing you in both head-to-head leagues, and I actually beat you in both of them. I mean, this was just so good for me.
Check. Let's just continue.
Alright.
Anyway, we're hoping for a ton of fortune in this game week. Game week 34 is upon us, right? Okay. Real quickly, I think we'll just do a simple layout of how we are going to discuss the show today, featuring game week 34. We'll cover top differential options for game week 34. Top captain options, of course, for game week 34, and then we'll discuss some matches from an FPL perspective, and then just from a football perspective, some matches that are probably set up to be very interesting for this game week, right?
Yeah.
All right. So having said that, let's dive right into the first segment, which will be our differential segment for game week 34, right? So when you look at the fixtures, right? Which players are we looking at as potential differentials for game week 34? Or who are you looking at?
To be honest, the fixtures they're quite interesting. Fixtures that are here. I think that these are very tight games, especially at the tail end of the season. You do not want to. It's everyone is playing safe. The teams that are in the top 4 in European positions want to maintain their place. Teams that want to get relegated, are also playing safe. So it's actually really tricky in an FPL kind of view. But you know what? I think for me, I'm really interested because I think Sam Allardyce still has something to prove. I think in that previous game, the previous game they drew 2-2. I think they were unlucky. They should have actually just won that game. But I really like the look of Pereira. Pereira is actually looking really superb. I'm really actually considering him in my team at the moment. Yeah. What do you think about Pereira?
Pereira is definitely one of the shining lights in that dull West Brom side. I think for everything that has not gone well for West Brom, Pereira is the one thing that has stood out in that team this season. Yeah. I'm looking at the table, and they are currently with 25 points, just 2 points off Fulham, and the two of them, Fulham and West Brom, are favorites for relegation. because the next team is Brighton with 34 points. So as you can see, West Brom have a gap of 9 points to make up, so that they can be able to topple Brighton. So as much as as much as Sam Allardyce is lauded for being a manager who is an expert at escaping relegation, it looks like this one is going to be a bit too hard for him to pull a rabbit out of the hat, in this instance.
Yeah.
But of course, we expect them to go down fighting. We expect them to go down fighting for sure. And that's why Pereira stands out then as a good option. Because even in this match, we expect that in this match we expect that they're just not going to roll over. And you see what happened to Wolves last game week 33. They were thrashed by Chris Wood's Burnley. 4-1 was it?
Wood was on fire.
So if Wolves are not careful, I think they are in for another humbling experience. And I guess then Pereira becomes an interesting differential in that sense.
No, he is, and again, he had a lot of shots in the previous game, I think, and then again, I think Wolves, to be honest, have really nothing much to fight for at the tail end of this season. I think their position is secure. Want to just maintain wherever they are at, the position is secure in the Premier League. They just want the season to just get done and and dusted, and just get on to the next season and plan for the next season. So I think West Brom still has a lot to fight for. I think they'll give it a go. Definitely, Pereira is still on penalties. So
Okay, so that's Matheus Pereira, West Brom player. The other differential option that we are looking at is one Raheem Sterling, right, from Manchester City. And at this point, actually mentioning a Manchester City player is a bit of a gamble, given the Pep roulette that's happening over there, But like you rightly said earlier before we went on air that Raheem Sterling was rested for the Champions League match against PSG. So perhaps that's a sign. That's usually one of the signs that he's going to make it on the squad. And what do you think?
No. To be honest, Man City is in such a position that they've literally won the league already. They have little to fight for. They need to win only 2 games to actually just get to win the Premier League again, which they will do against the Crystal Palace side that is shipping in a lot of chances as well. They bottled it against Leicester. And definitely Man City is a different animal. So if Raheem Sterling definitely never came on in the Champions League, definitely Pep would want to play his team B, which is good enough to beat Crystal Palace at home. I think Pep would want to rest that team that played Champions League, being that he only subbed on Zinchenko. In that game, so that means the team is tired, so he'll definitely have to freshen it up. Who is at the top of it? Sterling, the likes of Sterling, Aguero's are definitely gonna play. So
okay, so for sure, if Sterling starts, he's a very attractive option because he's definitely going to get some good chances, and he'll probably get a goal or two, be able to nick a goal or two from that match. All right, so that covers it, I guess, for our differential options in terms of, the players who are not highly owned for game week 34. You can engage with us on our comment section and let us know what you think about our differential options for game week 34. Yes, so after differential, then I think let's look at the feature match. Let's look at the fixtures, and we try and highlight some matches that look like they are going to be mouth watering. Before we go to the big one, there's this Chelsea Fulham fixture. Chelsea Fulham fixture. That's the one I was looking for, right? It's a big game. It's typically not a big game, but then it's a big game first of all because of what is at
Considering the
stake.
stakes.
Yeah, what is at stake for these two teams, right? Because Chelsea are literally fighting for the top 4. They are right in the mix of it with West Ham.
True.
And Leicester as well. So for them, it's...
and Leicester and Liverpool. Yeah,
and Liverpool as well. So for them, there's really no two ways about it. This is a must-win match for them if they still have ambitions of finishing in the top 4. But then on the other side of the table, we have Fulham, who also are trying, by hook or crook to see if they can
hang on.
Yeah, to see if they can save their season. So as well, we expect that it's going to be a very cagey affair. Perhaps people will be scared to be too expressive and too open and too adventurous. So perhaps it might not have so many chances. But then the opposite might happen. Might happen. We really don't know. But it's really poised to be an interesting. It's really poised to be an interesting game, right?
Yeah. No. Definitely agree with you.
Yeah.
I think this Chelsea team, especially now that they're in the semi-final, they have a chance to actually get into the final. They'll look to rotate. Of course, Tuchel is going to look to rotate. But also try to be preservative in terms of the energy levels that they need to preserve for that Madrid game. So I definitely feel there's a lot to fight for. I just feel this is just one of those games that could just end 1-0 or a 0-0 or a 1-1. Like it didn't have too many goals involved in it. I just feel that's just one of those games. Yeah.
And you've mentioned something very important, the rotation.
Yeah.
Because for sure we don't expect to see the likes of Timo Werner and perhaps Pulisic featuring in this match from the get-go. So probably the likes of Tammy Abraham and Hudson-Odoi or Giroud possibly might come in and get a chance to do something. The likes of Alonso and such. And that really affects many of us.
I have Alonso and he's just been giving me 0 points over the last few weeks. And the clean sheets have just been coming in.
You see, our fortunes are actually intertwined because I have Timo Werner. And I am stuck with that because I don't know what to do with him. Anyway, it is what it is. In that Fulham side, I think the only Fulham asset worth mentioning is Ademola Lookman.
Yeah, probably with an outside shout also. Ariola,
but then he's also
Ariola is looking good.
Yeah, but then
in terms of save points,
there's really not much to write home about that Fulham side, especially from an FPL perspective.
Yeah.
So but definitely an interesting fixture to watch out for right there, right? Now let's go to our main feature match. Of course, this will be on Sunday, the 2nd of May. We'll be having Manchester United facing off against Liverpool, right?
Liverpool.
How the tables have turned this season for Liverpool especially.
Yeah.
They are almost at the brink of missing out of Champions League altogether.
They actually could miss out, truly.
Yeah, it's perhaps a contender among one of the worst, season defending, title defending seasons. Possibly. What do you think? What do you think about this match?
No, for real, this match, to be honest, I personally feel it's just one of those cagey matches. All of them have, I think Man United don't have too much to fight for. In the Premier League, I think their top 4 place is secured. Probably they'll just want to cover up the gap to Manchester City. Cover
it up how?
No, just cover the gap to prepare for next season. Cover the points gap. But not necessarily to win or anything. I personally think, especially because you see, Liverpool has had a whole week of rest, and Manchester United. By the time I'm recording this is Thursday when they're gonna play the Europa League. So they have a midweek game. So definitely they'll have some fatigue in there. But to be honest, Man United at home against the big teams, especially, it's always ended in a 0-0 or something. So I personally feel this is just one of those games.
Yeah, I honestly think just in line with what you've mentioned, I think this game favors Liverpool. Liverpool have the edge. First of all, because of the rest that they'll have had over Manchester United while they line up together on Sunday. Again, I feel like they will be hungrier of the two because they actually need a win in this game, as opposed to Man United. There isn't much they can do for their season anymore where they are. They can't go any lower. They can't go any higher. So perhaps unless maybe they perform just extra terribly for the next few matches, it's more or less set that they'll finish at second place. And so I feel like this game really is for Liverpool to win. And also adding on to Manchester United's form at home, which has not been that great. So the odds are stacked towards Liverpool. They're stacked towards Liverpool. So
definitely the odds are stacked. Yeah,
it's theirs for the losing, actually, if we want to put it that way. From an FPL perspective, however, it hasn't set itself up as a very intriguing game from an FPL perspective, because
it isn't.
And the downside is many people have assets from both teams. We have Manchester United assets, the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Luke Shaw, Mason Greenwood, who have recently been shipped into many teams. On Liverpool side, we have Trent Alexander, who's now again become a popular acquisition. We have Diego Jota, we have Mo Salah. So on average, perhaps you'll find in every team there's at least 2 or 3 players that will feature in this fixture.
From each.
Maybe.
True.
So
it sets itself up as a very tricky game, to be honest. Especially having those kind of players. But I personally feel, there's a possibility in the next game week 35 that they could actually be a double game week for Man United. So probably holding on to the assets is not too bad at the moment. I've seen a number of people who are shipping out Bruno Fernandes. But Bruno is just a penalty away from actually giving people points.
That has been the case for the last 5-6 game weeks. We're still waiting for the penalties.
In the last 5 game weeks, he's blanked in 4. He's blanked in 4 in the last 5 game weeks. But to be honest, I personally, as I've told you, I feel this is just this clean sheet kind of game. Just go if you want. If you really interested in the assets for this game, I think it's just go defensive. And
Okay. So a prediction, perhaps? Who do you think will win this game? Or like you said, a draw. You think it will be a draw?
0-0. I just feel it's just that 0-0 kind of game. But if it's to go too much, probably Liverpool 1-0. But I'm going to go with 0-0.
Okay. I'm thinking Liverpool 2-1.
Okay.
Yeah, Liverpool 2-1. Possibly Diego Jota with a goal.
Interesting. Okay, let's wait and see.
All right. So that's it for the feature match. Definitely an interesting one for us to watch out for as the weekend draws closer. All right, so let's go to the last segment, which is perhaps the most important, captain pick.
Yeah.
Yes, captain picks.
So
captain picks this week, I think, is one of those weeks where we will have 2 million people captaining the same person.
Probably.
What do you think about our captain options for this week? I think it's obvious. The most popular captain option.
Probably, Kane definitely is gonna. I think he'll just be the most captain player this week. As you've said, it could be, that could reach that 2 million mark. Because Sheffield United, to be honest, are really poor. They're done for. They're really out of the league. There's really nothing much for them to fight for. Though they shocked last week and won 1-0, which was really crazy. And McGoldrick gave me points, but I don't
against Brighton, right? That was against Brighton.
Yeah, I don't honestly expect Sheffield to really do much against Tottenham. I think Tottenham as well are still upset by that loss in the Carabao Cup final. I think I think it really put them off, and probably they'll just want to finish the season strong, strengthen the European places or something like that. So Harry Kane definitely a big captain choice.
Yeah, for sure. I can't argue with that. Like you said, Tottenham are a wounded animal at this point in time, and it's unfortunate for Sheffield because they'll want to prove a point. They'll want to cement that top 4 position. They'll want to again lift up their spirits and their egos, and they have the perfect person to do that with, the perfect guinea pig or specimen.
The perfect bait.
To do that against,
Yeah.
So honestly, I can't see anything less than a 4-0 or 5-1 kind of scoreline in this game. And
interesting.
Between Kane and Son, of course, it's always a coin toss because
it's a big debate.
It's always a coin toss. Of course, Kane this season has proven to be the more reliable one in terms of bringing home the points. But again, it's not beyond Son to be the one who gets the 3 goals and Kane gets a goal and an assist, So definitely that's one pairing we'll be seeing in all the FPL managers team this game week. Son, Kane.
True.
Of course, for the brave ones, they are gonna captain Son. For the rest of us, perhaps we are gonna captain Kane. And now that I still have my triple captain chip, maybe this might be the right opportunity to triple captain Kane. I don't know.
You never know. It could actually be that one that gets a hat-trick and takes you all those points that you've lost in the past few weeks. At least it just replays back.
But it will not be that significant since everyone will have captained him. So,
well, you'll have double their points. I mean, you'll have at least a bit more of their points. But to be honest, I think it's just it goes without saying that Kane, I think he's top for expected goal involvements right now. So and especially Sheffield United, why not?
All right. Any differential captain option besides Kane and Son, of course, the two from the Tottenham side?
No, to be honest, I don't know
I wouldn't even say for the brave ones, literally for like the insane ones who will not go captain in Tottenham team. Is there a differential option elsewhere?
You know what? I think Wolves. I mean, Wolves are really struggling. I personally fancy not Wolves. I mean, West Ham. West Ham defensively have actually gone really down, especially ever since Declan Rice ended out injured. I think they've been really struggling, and Burnley Wood is on form. I mean, he bagged a hat-trick in the previous game. So
that was an anomaly. It was an anomaly. It was not.
No, to be honest,
it was not normal programming.
In the last 4 games. No, to be honest, in the last 4 games, if you actually check out the Fantasy Football Zone tweet that we sent out yesterday, it actually his stats are really good. He's up there with Kane in terms of like the shots in the box. He's up there in terms of shots on target in the last 4 games. He has actually 4 goals and 3 assists in the last 4 games. So, I mean, why not against a struggling defense of West Ham United? So, I don't know. What do you think?
It's sounding like a comedy show in my ears because honestly, I can't imagine someone going for Captain Wood over, Captain Kane,
over
like
Kane.
It will be, it will be such a hard decision to make. It will be such a hard decision.
That's why it's
called
a differential.
But I guess he is a differential option for whoever might want to jump on that. And
probably I would also want to throw in. Throw in another name. In Leicester, Iheanacho is on fire.
Yeah.
This guy is on fire.
Yeah, Kelechi is also on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with Kelechi being a differential option as well. Although
he's playing
the fixture, it's actually not a very easy match because Southampton are not necessarily pushovers, On their day, of course, on their day they get smacked a good 9-0.
9-0. Could this be one of those games?
And you remember Leicester was actually one of the teams that smacked them 9-0
last season. 9-0.
Yeah. I was a Perez with a hat-trick in that match. So
so why not?
And actually, having mentioned that, you realize then Southampton might have that at the back of their minds, and they might want to put a response down, so that hiyo mazoeano wakate hiyo mazoeano, so it could go against Leicester.
Listen, Leicester is fighting to secure the place in the top 4. So definitely they
all
just
the
have
more
to fire, and
all the more incentive for Southampton, because then it will hurt them where it matters. Southampton getting a win over Leicester would be the perfect revenge actually, because it might cost them that top 4 position.
That's
so
right.
of course we don't know if this is how the teams are building up for these matches, But those are some of the things that we expect to unfold as the games come in. Okay, so I don't know. Let's wait and see if we'll see anyone going for those differential options or any other differential option. I think another differential option can be Gareth Bale, actually, in that Tottenham side.
Yeah.
Now that might be a true differential, because he has the potential of getting all the goals, and perhaps Kane and so on just being the pass behind the assist, and many of us will have missed out on having him.
No, to be honest, I actually like the look of Bale, because again, you see, it's a new manager, it's a new probably new tactics, and he would want to rely on his big stars for this. There's nothing they're keeping Bale for or something. So I think, Bale definitely is a good shout, and he really scored a beautiful goal. Just the other day. So
I wonder, like this left foot association people, they just need to call Pepe aside, and then talk to him kidogo, because these people seem to know how to use their left feet better than this guy, bana. Anyway, can you what?
No, I mean, don't get me started on Arsenal team, because I do not want to get that, because it's crazy.
The only saving grace that Arsenal have this week is that Joseph Willock cannot play for Newcastle. Otherwise,
goodness.
We know for sure that we'll be in trouble.
But anyways, Willock is on form. 3 in the last 3 off the bench.
Crucial goals. Crucial goals.
So they'll definitely miss him. They'll definitely miss him in this game.
All right, we are coming on around 30 minutes. I think that covers the chunk of what we wanted to highlight on this show for Game Week 34. We invite you again to just check out our socials. Of course, we put more stats on our socials, our Instagram, our Twitter, just to help us analyze as we build up to the game week. So please feel free to check out our socials and also engage with us on our comment section. That's been it from us at The Zone. Any parting words, Kabale?
No, I mean, good luck. I think I'm covering up on the points on you. Actually, there were 120 last week.
Now it's 90.
So,
now it's 90. Hey, you had 30 points over me. It's 90.
90, so 90,
well,
so I'm coming, bro. 5 game weeks to go.
Let's wait and see. This week, let's wait and see how the cookie crumbles. All right, my name is Dennis Musal. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And this is The Zone.
Peace out.